Hello everyone, welcome to today's explanation video about Germany and the economic data of Germany. Here's a list of the topics we're gonna talk about today. We are gonna start with the GDP of Germany, then we're gonna talk about the government debts, interest rate, labor force, unemployment rate, fertility rate, and last but not least, the education system of Germany. So let's get started with the GDP. A GDP is basically a measurement of the economics performance of a country, in this case Germany, of course. A GDP is measured in money. For this case, it is measured in US dollars. And the growth of a GDP, which means the increase or decrease of the GDP, is measured in percentage. There are several reasons why a GDP increases or decreases. For example, in 2020, it decreased because of COVID-19. Because of COVID-19, as you might know, shops and restaurants couldn't sell their stuff, and this results in a lower economic performance for Germany, which again results in a lower GDP. So now we're going to talk about the government debts of Germany. Germany took debts from 2010 to 2012, but in 2012 it began to decrease their debts till 2019. But Germany plans to take a $190 billion debt in 2021 to help stave off the economic impact of COVID-19, which means the amount of debts for the government will increase again, and only the future will know when it's gonna decrease again. So, now we're gonna talk about the interest rate of Germany. The interest rate is a percentage amount which you pay or get paid on a certain amount of money. For example, if you're in debt, like the German government, there's a certain percentage amount which you additionally pay back to the amount of money you've borrowed. So this is, for example, like 5% or 3%. So, and this graph shows how high the interest rate was throughout the years in Germany from 1960 to 2013. So, now we're gonna step away from the government stuff and talk about the people of Germany. So, now it's time to talk about the labor force, which means how many people work or are able to work in Germany. And as you can see, the amount of working or able to work people is rising from 2012 to 2020. And in 2020, the amount of working or able to work people was about 33.5 million. Okay, and in addition to that, now we're gonna talk about the unemployment rate of Germany. In 2005, it was pretty high, as you can see, 11.7%, but it was more or less rapidly decreasing till 2019. But as you can see, in 2020, it was rising again, and as you might guess, it was due to the coronavirus, because many people lost their job due to Corona. So, enough for the grown talk for now. Now we're gonna talk about the very little ones in Germany, which means we're talking about the fertility rate. The fertility rate is about how many children gets born per woman. And as you can see in the 1800, it was like about 5.5 children per woman. But the graph also shows that this was more or less decreasing till today. And today we have a fertility rate of like 1.5 children per woman. So now we're gonna talk about the education system. And there are three main steps in the German education system. It starts with the primary school. And as you can see on the right, the primary school is from an age of 6 to an age of 9. Average, of course, which means there are classes 1 to class 4. So age 6 to age 9. Then the secondary education starts with either secondary general school, intermediate school, comprehensive school, or grammar school. And in continue to that, there are also the A levels, and as everyone should know, we are in the comprehensive school and doing our A levels. And after that, there's just things like university and stuff like that, which you do after your A levels. So after grade 13, and that was it about today's explanation video about Germany. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay healthy. Goodbye.